Hi there, Jeremy Colvin, aka Lucidius Rage. I'm going to be doing a video series of the new readyRANDOM tool. The new version of the readyRANDOM tool, we've adjusted a few things from the beta version to give you a little bit more flexibility and functionality in the tool, as well as to make the real estate for utilizing the tool easier for your broadcast. So you notice that the look and feel of the tool looks similar but a little bit different from the original tool. There's a couple of reasons for that. One, this new tool can be utilized on a single desktop, or rather a single monitor configuration, whereas the original readyRANDOM tool frankly took up a lot of space, and we found that it was a little too large for situations where people are only using a single monitor to broadcast. So we went ahead and made it smaller, compacted everything in, and made it a little bit more flexible for your broadcasting needs. With this new setup of the tool, you can utilize a lot more of the area in the screen region to set up things, for example, like your advertising for your brands, for example, Ready X-Wick. If I wanted to move on to a particular product, I could go ahead and put a product video or product picture up in the screen as well. If you wanted to go to a specific product, of course, you can utilize that screen area to bring up, as you can see up here, a larger product picture. So there's plenty of screen region available for you to display anything that you want to in terms of the different products that you might want to display, or branding for your particular show or your particular vendor. We're going to split these videos up into a total of 7 videos to give you a general overview of how to utilize the readyRANDOM tool. The first in the series of this 7 videos is the one that you're watching right now, which is the general overview of the tool and how it generally looks and what the key features are. The second video will be the active chatter random and how to utilize everything on that tab. The third video will be the keyword random and how to utilize everything on that tab. The fourth video will be the random number randomizer and how to utilize that particular randomizer. The fifth video will cover the prize pool tab as well as the winners tab. The sixth video will cover the other tab, which is primarily used for setting your color scheme right now in the readyRANDOM tool. And then the seventh and final video will be a video about the jail system and a detailed explanation of exactly how that particular feature works within the readyRANDOM tool. Welcome to video number 2 in the series of 7 videos for the readyRANDOM tool. In this video, we're going to be covering how to utilize the features of the active chatter random. We're going to go over the features, go over each of the tabs, or rather go over each of the buttons and input areas, and explain what they mean and how to utilize them. So let's start with the first one. The most obvious is the number of winners. In the number of winners, we're going to put in just like it sounds, the number of winners that we want to be selected for this particular drawing. The minutes is the length in time in which a participant in the chat has last chatted. So for example, in our list here, we can see a total of 55 people are in the current drawing. That means that 55 unique individuals have chatted in this particular channel that we're monitoring right now, which is VU Live, since we've opened the tool. But you can see in looking through the list that some of those people haven't chatted in quite some time. Some people have chatted within the last 5 minutes. Here's a person that chatted within the last 11 minutes. If you look down the list, there's some people that chatted within the last 2 minutes or 4 minutes. So what this particular feature does, the number of minutes, is it restricts the number of people that are going to be included in this particular drawing based on the last time that they were active in chat. So for example, if we only wanted to include people that have been chatting within the last 5 minutes, we would put a 5 in this field here. You'll notice that right now there are currently 55 people in the drawing, but if we restrict it to only include people that have chatted within the last 5 minutes, we put a 5 here, And you'll notice that the number of people that are in the drawing automatically went down to 21 people because there are only currently 21 people that have chatted in this particular room that we're monitoring within the last 5 minutes. If any of those other, if any of the people from the other side of that 55 that have chatted longer than 5 minutes ago were to type something in here, they would be automatically included in this because we've limited it to 5 minutes. Likely so if we changed it to 2 minutes, for example, we can see that only 14 people in this particular channel that we're monitoring have chatted within the last 2 minutes. If we don't want to put a restriction on in terms of the time frame of who to include or exclude from the drawing, we can just delete what's in this field, and it will include everybody who has chatted in this particular channel since we've opened the tool. This gives you a lot of functionality and control over who you include in your drawing based on their activity in chat. So again, we can restrict it down to the last activity within the last X number of minutes, whatever you want that to be, or you can leave it wide open to anybody that has chatted in the channel since you've launched the application. The pause and reset buttons are fairly self-explanatory. What the pause button does is you'll notice that every time somebody chats in the room, the active chatter list gets updated. So what that does is it kind of makes it a pain if you want to scroll through the list to see who's in the going to be included in the drawing. So what the pause does is it allows you to pause the program so that it's not listening to chat anymore, so that you can go through this list and you can scroll from top to bottom without the list wanting to update on you and constantly refreshing the scroll and kicking you back up to the top or kicking you down to the bottom or whatever, what have you. When you're done looking at the list, what you can do is click the start button again, and that will automatically start calculating in and listening to the chat data from that particular channel again and deciding who to include in those drawings. The reset button empties out the chatter list from the channel. So if I were to click the reset button, you'll see that now the entire chatter list is empty. As new people in the room chat, you're going to find that they will be added to the list. So as you can see there in the program, One Dope Bloke and Jay Parton just said something in the room. It automatically added them or captured their names into the available chatter list and makes it available for them to be included in this particular drawing. As more people chat in the room, they automatically get added to the list. One of the things it does keep track of is the number of posts that the person made. When we do the reset, it does not reset, as you can see, the number of posts made. It just empties out the table for the active participants in this drawing and allows it to be recreated. But it still keeps track of the number of posts since the program has been opened for that particular user. Now you'll notice that even though Vapin' with Vic has had 7 posts, his name is only included in the drawing 1 time. This obviously is set in place to make sure that the drawings are fair, 1 entry per person. So if we wanted to choose 3 winners, we would just put in the number 3 up here with the number of winners, and then we would select winners. You'll notice that it automatically grabbed 3 winners out of the list, in this case D. Millen, Jay Parton, and One Dope Bloke. So now let's go ahead and pretend we're actively in a channel and we had a giveaway to give, or rather to talk about, and let's say that D. Millen did not want to have this particular giveaway, so they wanted to piff it. We have this button down here that says remove from this drawing only. In the event of somebody wanting to piff a prize or pay it forward, which means that they're not interested in this prize, this would be the button that we would click to allow them to piff. We would not want to click move back to the viewer pool in that case, because what it will do is it just simply moves the person back to the viewer pool and allows them to be picked again. The remove from this drawing only prevents the program from allowing that particular person to be picked a second time for this particular drawing, which is why you would want to utilize it in a piff. If somebody's already paid it forward and they're not interested in this particular drawing, they wouldn't want to be drawn again and have to piff again. So in this case, if D. Millen didn't want the drawing that she had just won, we would say remove from this drawing only. And what that's going to do is prevent her from being picked again. Now, we'll get into the jail a little bit later in the videos, but what removing her from this drawing only does is it adds her over to the jail tab. It adds her as a visitor. The visitor in the jail tab means that it's a list of people that cannot be selected for this particular drawing that we're on, and the inmates are a list of people that won't be selected at all during the remainder of the show. Let's say that Jay Parton just didn't answer. They weren't at their keyboard, or they didn't realize they won in the given time frame that we had given them, which, by the way, readyRANDOM has a built-in timer. So let's say that we had on the timer, say 10 seconds for Jay Parton to respond. We would put in a 10 and click on Start Timer. That timer is going to automatically count down in seconds until it reaches 0. Once it reaches 0, it's going to pop up a message saying that the time has run out. As it did just there, time is out. We can say OK, it'll bring us back to the list. So let's say that Jay Parton didn't acknowledge their win, so we didn't want to remove them from this drawing only because theoretically we might want to see if they get picked again by the randomizer, giving them another chance of winning if they happen to be back from wherever they were away to. So in that case, what you would want to do is, rather than removing them from this drawing only, you would want to move them back to the viewer pool. What moving them back to the viewer pool does is it removes them as a winner for this particular moment, but it still keeps them eligible to be randomly drawn again. You'll notice that since we clicked on move back to viewer pool, that particular person isn't in jail, or isn't in the visitors section of jail, which means that they can be drawn again by the randomizer for this particular drawing. So now we're down to just one person left out of the 3 people that we had chosen that we wanted to win. So how do we draw for the additional 2 people? Well, it's pretty straightforward. You would just do select winners again, and it's going to automatically pick 2 additional winners. Now you'll notice, coincidentally and luckily, that Jay Parton, who we just removed, was actually added back to the winner list. So they were chosen a second time. You'll notice that if you look in the jail, D. Millen is in jail, so that person, D. Millen, was not selected again. You can see that we have 3 winners in here, and we can then confirm those winners if all 3 of those winners wanted their prize. So we would just click on Confirm Winners. That brings us over to the Prize Pool tab, which we'll cover in a later video entitled Prize Pool and Winners. Hi there, welcome to the 3rd video in the series for the readyRANDOM tool. In this video we're going to be covering how to utilize the keyword random and the different functions and screen areas within this particular randomizer. In the keyword function you have the option for the number of winners, the keyword that you want to listen for to include people in the drawing. The start and stop buttons are there to help dictate when to start listening and to stop listening for that particular keyword to be entered. The number of people in the random, or rather in the drawing, are going to indicate how many people have entered that given keyword. Of course, the Select Winners button is going to be utilized to select the number of winners that we've chosen. This drop down here is a list of prizes that are available for this particular drawing. In this case, we might be drawing for rbasupplies.com Ready Exwick. The chatters box is going to be a list of the participants in the room that have entered in the keyword that we indicate. The winner box is going to be a list of people that have been chosen as winners for this particular drawing. The remove from this drawing only and move back to viewer pool will handle moving the viewer that was chosen as a winner either back to the viewer pool, or if they've chosen to piff, would remove them from this drawing and make it so that they're not drawn again. The start timer gives us a built-in timer function for the readyRANDOM tool while we're waiting for confirmation for the people to let us know that they want the prize or not. The confirm winners, of course, is there once we've found our winners and decided that they wanted to keep their prizes. And the next drawing button, of course, resets the tool for the next available drawing. So what we're going to do here in this example is we're going to say that we want 3 winners, and we want our keyword to be RXW. Now this could be any kind of keyword that you want. This could be, you could put juice in there, you could put, if you wanted to give away a frog, you could put a keyword as frog in there. Whatever keyword that you want to utilize to have your audience type in to indicate that they're interested in this particular drawing. So in this case, if we're giving away, for example, a foot or 2 of Ready Exwick, we might ask our audience to type in RXW to participate in the drawing. Once we are ready to start listening for them to put in the RXW into chat, we would want to click on the Start button. Once we click the Start button, the tool is going to start listening for the viewers to put in RXW into chat. From here forward, if anybody types in RXW, they will be included in the chat. So I'm going to go ahead, since we're doing a test here, I'm going to put in a message to the room that I'm monitoring asking them to put in RXW to help me test and illustrate this particular function. From here you'll notice that anybody who puts in the phrase RXW, they will be automatically included in this drawing. We can see that Katiana, Valendar, Scuba, Sean Mack, Jay Parton so far have put in RXW in the chat, and anybody else who does would also automatically be included. Once we've exhausted enough time, and that can be any time that you want. You could do this for 30 seconds, you could leave it open for a minute, you could just do it for 10 seconds, whatever you wanted to do. Once you were done listening for people to type in RXW to be included in this particular drawing, you would simply click Stop. What Stop does is it prevents the tool from listening to any further entries. So anybody who types in RXW from this point forward would not be included in the tool. It's also important to note that typing in the keyword multiple times will do no good. It doesn't give the person any additional entries. The person is only counted once in each particular drawing. So even if Scuba were to put in RXW 10 times, it's only going to count Scuba for 1 entry in the particular drawing. Once we have the number of winners that we want to select for this particular drawing, we would simply put in the number of winners. We've already had the RXW in there. We've already gotten a list of viewers that are interested in this prize. We would simply click Select Winners, and once we click Select Winners, it's going to automatically grab 3 individual winners from the available pool of winners that were interested in this prize because they had put in RXW. Another feature that we've added to the keyword randomizer is the ability to utilize it for a quiz or a pop quiz or a first to answer type of a scenario. So let's say, for example, that we wanted our audience to answer the question, what is the meaning to life? Of course, everybody knows the answer to what is the meaning of life is none other than 42. What we would go ahead and do if we were broadcasting a show is we would hide the randomizer, because we obviously wouldn't want them to see us type the answer into the keyword. So we would make sure that we weren't broadcasting the randomizer while we put that word in there, or the answer rather, in the keyword. Once we have the answer in there, we can click on this red button, and that's going to hide that keyword from the drawing. The green button, of course, brings it back. The red button hides it. So at this point, now that we have the answer to the question of what is the meaning of life, which is 42, we could hide this box and then go ahead and display our readyRANDOM tool to our audience and ask them the question, what is the meaning of life? Of course, before we do that, we want to make sure that we click on Start so that it is listening for their responses. So I'm going to go ahead and type in the channel right now that I'm doing a test on, pop quiz, what is the meaning of life, and we'll see if anybody in the channel gets it. So from here we would go ahead and wait for whoever was to answer the question. We can see that Iceberg came in as well as Squeege came in, and they automatically were included in the prize list, or the winners list, or chatters list rather, of who answered that pop quiz correctly. We can see that the pop quiz is 42, or the answer to the pop quiz rather is 42. We can do that by clicking on the green button, which brings up the answer, and we can see that Squeege, Iceberg, and Crafty all three answered correctly. At this point we could either utilize the system to select a random winner. So for example, we could say one winner and select winners, which in this case picked Squeege. Thanks for watching this video tutorial on the keyword drawing. Look for creative ways to utilize keywords to pull random winners from your shows. It can make it fun and exciting. It also does a great thing, which is that it will only pull people that are interested in the product that you might be giving away at that particular time, which helps reduce the amount of times that you're going to have to piff a product and redraw for a new winner. Welcome back to the video tutorial series for the readyRANDOM tool. In this video tutorial we're going to be covering the ready number section of the randomizer, and this gives us the ability to have a random number selected between a number that we choose as a minimum number and a number that we choose as a maximum number. So for example, let's say that we wanted our audience to choose the number between 1 and, let's say, 1,000. We would ask our audience to pick a random number between 1 and 1,000, and then we would click on Start to start listening for them to put numbers in. We would also indicate how many winners that we wanted to select, so let's say 3 for this example, and then we would wait for those audience members to put in their random numbers. Since we already clicked Start, it's listening at this point for the audience members to put in their numbers, and it will count automatically anybody who's put in a number between the numbers that we've indicated. So anybody who puts in a number between 1 and 1,000 will automatically be added to the list. It only captures the number one time, and it's the first time that they type it. So if a person types in, say, 55, and then later types in 67, it won't count their 67. It will only count the first number that they enter within the range of the numbers that we've specified. So for example, in this case, any number that's inputted between 1 and 1,000 will be automatically counted in, but it will only count the first time they put a number in, and will not allow them to put multiple numbers in to be counted multiple times. So in this particular example, we're going to ask our audience to put in a random number. Once they put in their numbers, they're going to be automatically added to the list for the drawing for this particular example. Okay, so we've had several people put in their numbers. And they're still coming in. Once we are done listening for the numbers to be put into this particular drawing, we would click Stop, and what Stop is going to do is it's going to stop listening for any new numbers to be included in this drawing. Once we have the number of winners that we want to pick for this drawing, we would click on Select Winners, and you're going to see that it automatically puts in the lucky number up here as 145. It's going to select in order the number of winners that are the closest to that particular number. I'm actually glad how this one came up, because it came up in a perfect example. The lucky number was 145. M. Sims chose 111. M. Sim was the closest. Jedi Red-Eye was the second closest at number 72. And you'll notice that the Crafty Buckeye and Chunkmeister both chose 69. Now, because we've only chosen to have 3 winners, we can only it pulled up 4 winners because the 3rd place winner was actually tied. Both Crafty Buckeye and Chunkmeister chose the same number. So it didn't want to exclude one of them. It brought both of them into the winners tab. So in this particular case, what we would do is we would say that MSims won, Jedi Redeye also won, and then we might have a new drawing or have the Crafty Buckeye and Chunkmeister pick a number between 1 and 10 or whatever, however you want to handle that tiebreaker, so to speak. Or if you have an extra prize to give in 4 prizes instead of 3, of course you could go that route as well. But the point here is that if the 3rd place or the last position of the number of winners that you've chosen happens to be a tie with somebody else, it doesn't just leave one of them off. It will bring both of the people in and show you that they're a tie. Again, in the previous videos, we've shown how to utilize the remove from this drawing only, the move back to viewer pool, the timer, and the confirm winners. So we don't need to go back over those, but you can utilize all those same standard buttons in this particular drawing as well to handle your winners. Welcome back to the video tutorials for the readyRANDOM tool. On this video tutorial, we're going to be going over the prize pool and winners tab. So let's go ahead and select our 3 winners here on the active chatter tab, and then we'll confirm the winners to bring them over to the prize pool tab of readyRANDOM. You'll notice that the 3 winners that we had chosen, Corey Vapes, Ecstasy, and Lucidius Rage, are listed in the winners box, and then the prize listing is in the prize box down here on the bottom. In this particular case, we added RBA Supplies Ready X-Wick, Higgy Cigs, 30ml bottle of Infamous e-juice, and a $20 gift code to SP Custom Vapors, along with a 30ml bottle from Scope e-juice. So what you're going to want to do here is a couple of things. First, we added this verify box so that if you're a host who likes to verify that the user who won is the email that got submitted, you can put that verification information in this box. So for example, some hosts will ask for the last 2 digits of the zip code. Some hosts will ask for the whole zip code. Some hosts might ask for the street number. Whatever piece of information you want to utilize to identify your winner so that you can match them up to the email that they send in to collect their win would be what you would put in the verification box. The next element to this is remove from future drawings, yes or no. The way that this works is if you want to have the winner be available to win any future drawings for the remainder of your show, you would want to check no for remove from future drawings. If you're a host that prefers that your winners win one time and one time only during your show, then you would choose yes to remove from future drawings. So the yes feature removes the viewer to, it eliminates the ability for that particular winner to win for the remainder of the show if you check yes, and if you check no, that particular winner again would be eligible to win future drawings, so they may be selected again. And then of course you select the prize from the prize pool and the winner from the winner pool to assign them to a prize. So for example, let's say that Corey Vapes verification information was 123 and they won a 30ml bottle of Infamous e-juice. We would click on Corey Vapes, type in 123 in the verification, and click on Infamous e-juice. Then we make a decision whether or not we want to remove them from future drawings. So in this case, let's say no, we do not want to remove them from future drawings, so that they would still be eligible to win if the case came up where they were drawn again, and then we click on Confirm Win. You'll notice that when we click on Confirm Win, the verification goes back to 3 question marks. That particular winner was removed from the winner pool, and the prize that we selected for that winner was removed from the prize pool. Now, where did they go? The answer to that is the Winners tab. Over on the Winners tab, we can see that Corey Vapes, whose information was 123, won Infamous e-juice, a 30 ml bottle. And we chose not to exclude him from future drawings. Now, if we wanted to go ahead and exclude him from future drawings, say that we had meant to click yes, but we accidentally clicked no, that's an easy fix. All we have to do here is just double click on the no and it will turn to yes. If we go double click on the yes, it will turn back to no. So if you make a mistake here, it's not a big deal. You can always click yes or no. The other thing you can do is remove the winner. Now if you remove the winner, the win itself, the item that was won, will be placed back into the prize pool. However, the winner will not, because we're removing a winner. For example, let's say something happened that this particular winner became invalid for the win for whatever reason. You could just click on their name and click on Remove Winner. That's going to remove Corey Vapes from the Winner tab. It will keep them removed from the Prize Pool tab, and it will move Infamous e-juice back into the prize pool, which right now Infamous e-juice isn't listed in the prize pool because we had assigned it to that winner. So again, we'll do that. Remove winner, and they're gone. We go over to the prize pool tab, and sure enough, that Corey Vapes winner is not in the winner list. However, if we scroll down, we can see that Infamous was re-added back to the prize pool list. So that would be how you would manually confirm a win to a specific winner, or a prize rather to a specific winner. I added a second ability to select a prize for a winner, and that is called the Viewer Prize Roulette. If we click on Viewer Prize Roulette and we click on a winner's name, it's going to automatically, randomly cycle through the winner's list, or the prize list rather. Now what's kind of cool about this feature is that the computer is going to randomly generate which prize is won, but the way that I built it is that it actually will only stop, or rather, no, I shouldn't say only, it will stop based on when that particular winner tells it to stop. So if we wanted to, for example, have a winner choose a prize for themselves as a prize roulette, what we're doing here is having it cycle through the prizes randomly, and then when the winner was ready to try to press their luck or try to stop the prize on whatever it was that they wanted to win, they would actually type the word STOP into the channel. And we can set that word to anything we want. Right now I have it set to stop, but you could have it set to cool or wow, or whatever you wanted to set that word to. It's going to listen for that word that you have typed in here in the box that says listen for. So in this case we're listening for stop. As soon as I type stop, which I'll go ahead and do now, it's going to automatically stop the prize on whatever it was that was listed that was randomly selected when I typed stop. Now the cool thing is that it's not just going to be rather, it only listens for the person who won, whose name is highlighted in the winner box, to type stop. If anybody else types stop, it doesn't listen to that stop. It will only listen to the winner. Now, if for some reason your winner didn't type stop, it's an easy fix. Let's say your winner had left the room or something, and it was randomly going through the list of prizes. All you have to do is just click on stop listening, and it will do the same thing. It will stop randomly on a prize. And again, what we're going to do from there is put in the verification information. So let's say Lascivious Rage's verification information was 22, and let's say we do want to remove from future drawings. We have Lascivious Rage highlighted. We have what they won, in this case scope 30 ml bottle, and then we just click on confirm win right down here in the Viewer Prize Roulette. That removed Lascivious Rage from the winner tab. It also removed the prize from the prize list tab. And if we go over to the winners tab, or rather prize list box. It removes the prize from the prize list box. If we go over to the Winners tab, you're going to see that Lucidius Rage is in there. Information is 22, won a bottle of scope, and is excluded from future drawings. To switch between the two types of prize selections, you just click on the title. Either manually select prize, or you click on the title for Viewer Prize Roulette. And that'll toggle between the two types of prizes that your viewer can choose, or that you can choose rather as the host for your viewer to win. Over on the Winners tab, let's go ahead and populate this a little bit with a few wins here. Let's say that this was 1. No. Let's see here. Confirm. Let's go grab another couple of winners. Let's see, we need 3 it looks like. So let's grab 3 more winners. Confirm them. Let's see, 2. Confirm. 3. Confirm. And the verification is, I don't know, 4. Confirm. Okay, so now if you go over to the Winners tab, you can see that all of those winners that we just selected with the information that we selected as their security info is in our list of viewers and prizes, along with whether they were excluded or not. From here, it's very simple. We've already gone over how you can either remove the winner, which will remove the winner itself and will move the prize back to the prize pool. Or at the end of the evening, what you can do when you're ready is click on either Excel, text file, clipboard, or email. And what that will do is it will automatically bring up a program so that you can save your winner's information. So in this case, if we wanted to email it, for example, to jeremy@rbasupplies.com, and we click on email, what this is going to do is it's going to generate an email of the prizes with all of the information over to the email address that you specified. So if we were to go look at our email client, which I'll do that real quick here. Let's see here. If we look in the email listing, sure enough, we can see that the email address, or the email rather, was sent with the prize information. Okay. In addition to email, we can choose to have the list exported into Excel. If we click on Excel, if you have Excel installed on your computer, of course, you can see that it automatically imported the prize information for your winners with the information, with their prize information, and whether they were excluded or not into an Excel spreadsheet for you. If you click on text file, it's going to open up a prompt so that you can save it as a text file. For example, let's say 531 2015 wins. And if we save that text file, it's going to automatically be listed at where we saved it. So if you wanted to take a look at what this looks like, you can see that that winner's information is all listed in that text file for you in a nice, clean, and orderly fashion. In addition to that, let's go ahead and do the copy to clipboard version. If we did the clipboard button, then we could go over here to the text file or wherever we wanted to paste it, maybe into an email, maybe into a text file, whatever the case may be. Right click and paste. And that information is going to be pasted in there in a tab delineated format. Now it looks a little out of sorts here, but that's only because of the number of characters and the tab returns. If you were to paste this into Excel, for example, it would paste correctly into the given cells. If you wanted to paste it into a notepad, you might just go here and tab into your notepad so that everything is lined up the way that you would want it to be lined up. So that pretty much covers the prize pool tab and the winners tab. Thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned for the next video in the series, which is going to very briefly cover the other tab, which is primarily used for setting the color scheme for the readyRANDOM tool. Hello there, welcome to the sixth video, number 6 in the tutorial for readyRANDOM. In this tutorial we are going to cover the other tab. In the other tab for readyRANDOM is where you're going to go to select your color scheme for the program. So by default readyRANDOM starts with the red scheme that we use as a default. However, you can choose your own color scheme to match your particular broadcast style. So if you wanted a pink and purple scheme, for example, you can just click on this pink and purple button. If you wanted pink and black, you could click on pink and black. If you were more of a purple and pastel kind of person, you could click on that, or green. There's a multiple selections that you can choose for your colors here. You can go blue, green, purple, red, light blue, pink, purple and blue, or purple and teal, and orange and, or rather yellow and blue, an orange and black, a pink and black, and a pink and purple. Now I hope I got all those colors right. I think I did, although I will admit I'm a little colorblind, so I may have gotten some of those colors wrong. And if you look at here, if you go to any of these other tabs, it is going to be the color that you selected. So if we selected the purple and teal, you're going to notice that that color scheme matches what we had selected on that other tab. Now let's say that you don't like any of these pre-configured colors. What you can do is click here to use custom colors, and that opens up a listing of custom colors that you can choose from. So right now what's listed in this listing is what we're currently using, but let's say for example that you liked the teal color buttons or banners, tabs, whatever you want to call them, but you didn't like the purple background. What you could go and do here is click on main background and then select one of these colors, or you could go in here and select a define custom color to select something more specific. So let's say we wanted to change the purple to a, I don't know, let's say a green color. Perhaps, I don't know, maybe this green, or a darker green, maybe something like this. So you just select your green, say OK. You can see that your preview for that color is already listed here, and your main text, which would match your main background, you want to make sure that that text is a color that would work well with that color that you've chosen. So for example, if you've chosen a darker color for your background, you want to choose a lighter color text. So in this case we chose a green color background, we would want to choose maybe a white text. Now to apply that color scheme, you just click on the apply button. You can see that it automatically changed our main background to green, and if we look at any of these other tabs, that main background is in there as green. So you can actually go through and set a custom configuration to what you like your colors to be. Now let's say that you find a color scheme that you just dig, that matches your sort of look and feel of your broadcast just right. Let's go ahead and, actually let me go ahead and move this chat out of the way for us. Oops. Let's say that you found a color scheme that you enjoyed and you wanted to save that color scheme so that it would be easy for you to load in the future. You very easily just click on Save, give it a name, so for example green, purple, and say Save. It's going to save that file as a CLR file, which stands for color. So we gave it a name of green-purple.clr. Now let's say that we wanted to come in here later and change to that saved color. You would just again go to Custom Colors, click on Load, select the color scheme, that you wanted to select. So in this case, the green-purple, and then you would click on Open, and you see that it automatically applies that color scheme that you had saved. So that's pretty simple. That explains the Other tab and gives you the ability to custom configure your color scheme for your own personal copy of readyRANDOM. Stay tuned for the last video in this series, which will describe the Jail tab. Welcome to the 7th and final video of the readyRANDOM instructional series. In this video, we are going to cover the readyRANDOM jail. You're going to notice right off the bat that there's a few things about the jail that you're going to see. One is an inmates section, the other is a visitors section. You're going to see two buttons for removing, one from either side, and then a button to add to jail and a button to add to the visitors. So let's go ahead and go over what the readyRANDOM jail is, what its purpose is, and how it can be utilized. You'll notice in the inmates section from our tutorials that we've been doing, we have a few names listed in the inmates section. Specifically, we have Ecstasy, Corey Vapes, and Lucidious Rage. So how did those three members become inmates, and what does it mean? If we click over on the Winners tab, we can see that coincidentally, or not surprisingly I should say, Lucidious Rage is set to exclude. Ecstasy is set to exclude. And Corey Vapes is set to exclude. Now if we look back on our jail, those three members are the ones that are as inmates in the program. It's not a coincidence. The reason that they are inmates in the jail is because they are set to be excluded from all future drawings while this program is running for this particular session. This is what prevents users from being able to be drawn again during the show. When on any of these tabs, active chatter, keyword, or random number, whenever a random winner is selected from any of these lists, one of the places that it checks to make sure that that person is eligible for a win is the Jail tab. If it finds that that person is either an inmate or a visitor, it will avoid selecting that person as a winner. So that's why if they are excluded from the remainder of the show as a yes in the excluded tab over here, they will be put into the inmates jail cell. In other words, for the remainder of the show, they're not eligible. So as you can imagine, and probably have guessed by now, what is the Visitors tab? The Visitors tab is when you have a winner over here. So for example, let's say we had selected 3 winners from the Active Chatter tab. And let's say of these 3 winners, Katiana said that she wanted to piff her win, meaning she didn't want this particular drawing win. She wanted to piff it to a different user, or rather piff it back to the random pool. Instead of selecting to move Katiana back to the viewer pool, we would select to remove from this drawing only. As you can imagine, when we click that, she's going to show up right in here as a visitor. So what the Visitors tab does in the jail cell of the readyRANDOM jail is it prevents that user from being drawn for this particular drawing, but only for this particular drawing. If we were to go back to the Active Chatter tab and click on Next Drawing, which is going to reset the board, and we go back to the Jail tab, you're going to see that the Visitors section has been cleared. So there's the big advantage to what the Just Visiting or Visitors section is that it allows you to temporarily prevent somebody from winning on a particular drawing. Now, there are some vendors out there that have lists that they maintain for winners that they don't want to win within a certain period of time. For example, Higgy Sigs has a list that they maintain of their winners over the last 30 days. They prefer for future winners to not have won within the last 30 days. So how would we be able to do that in our drawings? It'd be very easy. What we would want to do if we were going to do a drawing for Hickey Sigs is we can come into the Jail tab and put in a list of names as visitors. If we add a list of names as visitors in here, those visitors would not be eligible to be chosen in the particular drawing that we're doing at that time. So for example, over here in the Winners tab, you can see that there's 12 people in the drawing. Of those 12 people, 3 of them are inmates. And let's say that we wanted to add a couple of visitors, for example. So let's say that we wanted to add Dire Havoc into the visitors section. We could go over into the Jail tab and we could go add to visitors, put in their names, Dire Havoc. So now we have 4 members in jail. We have 3 inmates, Ecstasy, Corey Vapes, and Lascivious Rage, as well as Dire Havoc listed as a visitor. So if we go back to the Active Chatter tab, we can see that we have 16 people in the room, but again we have 4 people in jail, 3 inmates and 1 visitor. So theoretically, we should not be able to pull anything more than 12 winners from our list here. If we tried to pull more than 12 winners from our list, it should give us a message that there are not enough winners available for what we've selected. So let's go ahead and try to choose 13. I come to the number of 12 because it was 16 total people in the drawing, but again 4 of those 16 people are in jail, leaving only 12 eligible people to be selected from for the drawing. So if we try to choose 13, it should give us a message saying that there aren't enough people in the drawing to be selected. And sure enough, it does. Gives us the message there are not enough eligible contestants available to draw from the 13 winners that you have requested at this time. When we click OK to this message, it brings us back to the main screen. Likewise, if we had chosen 12 for the number, again we have 16 total people, but 4 of them are in jail. If we had chosen 12 winners and we went to go to select the winners, you're going to see that it automatically selects the eligible winners because it was able to find 12 eligible winners, which would be 16 people minus the 4 that we have in jail. Okay, so there's one last element to the readyRANDOM jail that is or can be an important element. Every once in a while, as a show host on any live network show, there may be participants in your shows that for whatever reason your network doesn't want to win a prize. So this may be a personal reason. It may be something that a confirmed scam artist. For whatever reason, and I would hope that it would be a very, very good reason, but for whatever reason, if there's somebody that you are, that you just simply don't want to win a prize in your channel because of whatever politics there are that go into that kind of decision for your channel or for your broadcast, but you don't necessarily want that person to see that they're in jail, I have included a way to be able to do that. And the reason for that is, the fact of the matter is there are people out there that set up multiple accounts, for example. We've confirmed a few accounts where the people have 20 and 30 different accounts. And we know what a lot of those accounts are based on addresses and wins and patterns, things like that. So there are people that we know that we would prefer not to win prizes. They are scamming the system and taking advantage in a very unfair way. If you have people that are in that category that you want to exclude from the prizes, but you don't necessarily want it to show up in a list so that they would be tipped off to it, there is a way to do that, and the way to do that is very simply by clicking on this key on the right hand side. When you click on this key, it's going to bring up an import list. So let's say in the import list you wanted to permanently exclude for the remainder of the show person 1, person 2, and person 3. When you click on import your list, person 1, person 2, and person 3 will not be able to win prizes. So, to give you an example of how that works, let's say that our jail was empty, just to kind of show you that that feature or function does work, and the visitors was empty. Let's go over to a random or a keyword drawing, just as an example, and put in one winner and a keyword of period. Before I do that though, let's go ahead and set in our jail that I want to permanently exclude Lucidius Rage. Now understand that the capitalization does not matter. Whether you have the capitalization correct or not, it's not going to affect whether or not that person is detected. It will automatically put everything into lowercase so that it can test to see if that particular person is in that list or not. So in this case, as an example, I'll put Lucidius Rage in there to prevent Lucidius Rage from being able to win a prize, although Lucidius Rage won't show up in this pool. Of course, I am Lucidius Rage, so I know I'm not a scammer, so please don't remove me from your list, although to be quite honest with you, I'm not all that interested in winning prizes anyway, so if you do, that's okay with me too. But anyway, so we've added Lucidius Rage to that sort of super secret blacklist. If we go over to the keyword drawing and I put in that I'm listening for a period, this is just so I can draw my own name in here. If I put in a period in the channel to capture my name into the list, and then I'll click on stop so that nobody else gets picked up in that. And let's go ahead and try to select one winner. So in this case, we can see that Lucidius Rage is in there. You would think that there would be one eligible winner. We'll go ahead and try to select a winner, and what's going to happen is we're going to get this message saying, I'm sorry, there's not enough eligible contestants. Again, that message is given to us because even though I don't show up in either of these jail lists, I am in that super secret blacklist, which prevents me from being chosen. Now here's the one kicker, is be careful with that blacklist, because there is no way to remove anybody from that list until you restart the program. When you restart the program, these lists get cleared and you have to start all over with them. So in order to clear out that super secret blacklist, you would need to restart the application. That pretty much is it in a nutshell. That goes over all of the features and functions of the readyRANDOM tool. I will be adding things from time to time. When there's an update available for the tool, it will automatically prompt you to let you know that there is an update available for the tool. If there's any questions that you guys have, please feel free to submit those questions under the Help tab of our website. If you have any suggestions or have found any bugs, I would also appreciate a note in the help for the website. This program only gets better with your guys' input, so the more you guys are talking to me, the more features that I can add, and quite frankly, you guys can help me develop this tool to be the best thing that we could possibly use for randomization selections on the Vapors.tv network. In the future, I may build this application for additional networks as well, but I am part of Vapors TV and I love it here, so this is where I built the tool to work first. If you have any questions, again, my name is Jeremy Colvin. I'm the application developer that created this utility. My screen name is Lucidius Rage. I am a co-owner of the Vaping Underground Live, the VU Live network on Vapors TV, and I'm pretty much around all over the place. So if you have any questions, either through the website or through me personally, please feel free to hit me up. Until we meet again, take care, enjoy your day, happy randomizing.